All right, guys, what's going on? So today we are doing a transmission cooler install on the old Escalade here. The 6L80 that's in it is, needs some help, needs to get a little cooler. So I'm going to add that in line with the factory cooler. But before we get started, I want to show you the boat here. I'm not going to get too close because this was my first attempt at the HVLP gun spraying it, but I did the primer already in white. Then as you can see, I added fairing compound where I found some mistakes, things that I wanted to get perfect before we add the next layer of primer. So I'm going to sand down the other side of the boat, then do another layer of primer, and we should be good to go. But when it comes to this Escalade, the factory cooler, transmission cooler, I don't know if you guys can see this, but right in there, that's the factory transmission cooler. So what we're gonna do is basically cut these lines and run two. So the one that we got is this Tru-cool oil cooler. Let me show you kind of how big it is for reference. So, you know, it's larger than that one. So we're gonna get this whole bumper off. Shouldn't take too long. We will run that in series with this transmission cooler, so I'll get started here in a second. All right, guys, so here you can see the factory cooler, right? Pretty small. Here's the aftermarket one. It's a 18K. I want to run these in series. I know a lot of guys just run one and a lot of them run like a 40. That's fine, nothing wrong with that. But I think running in series is going to be the way to go. We're also going to delete the cooler that's in here. We're not going to run this into the radiator because we don't need the trans fluid to get hot. We're in Florida, not an issue. All right, guys, so what we're going to do is run these in series. This is the return line to the transmission, so that one's not going to get touched. This we're going to cut right about here, so we'll have our secondary cooler, which will actually be our primary now that it's the larger one. The line from the transmission will come out, go into our secondary cooler, get cooled off, come out, and plug right into this line. So we're gonna go get our tube cutter and get started. All right, so we're gonna use this here to go ahead and cut this line. And just to be sure, you got your Dunkin' cup to catch the fluid that's going to drain out of this line and out of here, and we should be good to go. All right, guys, so I kind of got ahead of myself here, but let me show you what I'm doing. So here is the aftermarket cooler we put on. It's not mounted at a perfect angle, but I guess that's all right. This factory line here, you can see where I've cut it off. So what's happening is this is the hot line coming off the transmission. At this point, it's going to go straight in here, come out this end. We're going to loop this right into there, and then that goes in there and back to the transmission. We removed the fitting down in here. So bear with me again here. I'm going to wrap this up. I'll do a little time lapse of it, and then we'll be done. All right, so let's recap. Here's the transmission lines. This is the hot line. I need to cut that off. That was a mistake. But anyways, comes up here. This line originally went to the radiator, and then from the radiator, after it got warm, it went out to the factory transmission cooler. Now this one goes straight to our aftermarket cooler here, cools off there, comes down here, hits this one, cools off, and back to the transmission.